Thank you very much. And thank all of you too, Tlazakamati. Thank you very much. I just want to say that myself, my name is Mazatzin, means deer, and I'm very proud and honored to be here today. I'm honored to be here with you, with all of you, on this very special day. It's a special day for you, like you mentioned, August 23rd. So I'm going to talk about another year, August 23rd. Okay, August 23rd, astronomically. Okay. But historically, it was August 13th. So August 13th, historically, in 1521. 1521. So in 1521, August 13 of back then, it's not the same as August 13 now. Okay? In 1582, they made a change in the calendar. Okay? They took 10 days out of the calendar in 1582. They called it Gregorian, adjustment. So now we're in the Gregorian calendar. Excuse me. So today, August 13 is actually August 23, and so forth. So let me take you back to August 13 of 1521. So August 13 of 1521, it was a day one serpent on the ancient calendar that we call the Aztec calendar. Okay? I'm talking about Mexico, of course, the Aztec calendar. But the day before that was August 12, and that was a day 13 lizard. Okay? Now we're going to recalculate in time. It came August 13, one serpent. But on August 12 of 1521, a young man by the name of Cuauhtemoc, which means the eagle that descends, he was our last spokesperson, our last governor, you want to call him. But he was not a king, okay? They try to paint that we had kings and queens and stuff like that. We had no kings, no queens, none of that kind of stuff. At least in Mexico we did. But he was a portavoz, right? He was a tlatoani. He carried the voice of the people. Why? Because he felt in his heart the people. Okay? So he was a spokesperson. So let's go back to August 12, 1521. Cuauhtemoc comes into the council like this, beautiful council like this, with elders, elder people, elder men, elder women, young men, young women, children. They're all part of the council. Okay? And he comes and he says, I have bad news. I have bad news. Because this man does not know how to fight. He does not fight like a man. He destroys everything. He's talking about the invasion that happened in Mexico in 1520, 1519, 1521 now. He says, we can't fight with this man. He destroys everything. If we continue, there'll be nothing left. Everything will be destroyed. What should we do? And he's talking to the council. And first the council, there's a lot of men in the council, and they say, well, you know what? We don't know, there's no word for a coward here, right? We're going to fight to the last drop of blood. We're going to defend our culture. We're going to defend who we are. The women in the group say, if there's no more men, we'll put on the dress of the men and we'll fight like the men to the last drop of blood. The children in the group say, the invaders are asking for food. Let's take them food and let us fight to the last drop of blood. No, everybody was willing to give the last drop of blood to defend what was at that time Mexico City. Tenochtitlan, we call it. Okay? But a young grandfather said, we should not throw the seed into the fire. Okay? We should not throw the seed into the fire. We have to keep the hope alive. We know that one day the sun will shine on us again. One day the sun will look down and be dignified to return to us. We should not throw our seed to the fire. They began discussing. They discussed all night, August 12th, the day of the lizard, 13 lizards. All night they discussed, and the next day, all day long, they were arguing, and some wanted to fight all the way, some wanted to, before this, there had already been talk about laying down the arms because of the massacre that was going on in Mexico at that time by the European invasion. So there had already been talk. So that's why our young grandfather said, hey, maybe there's an opportunity to stop the massacre. So August 13 comes the next day, the day 1 serpent, the year 3 house. Okay, we have this calendar count. Okay, so on that day, at the end of the day, they agree. They say, you know what, young grandfather, they call it a young grandfather. He was a young man. He was approximately 21, 22, 23 years old. But he carried on his shoulder all the weight of the future, us. And they say, grandfather's correct. So they ordered him to go hand over the arms. They ordered him to take the arms, you know, to lay down the arms, like he had suggested. Okay? That's very super important, because they want to call this young man Cuauhtemoc, they want to call him the king, King Cuauhtemoc. But who ordered the king around? Nobody. But the consul ordered him to go lay down the arms. So he goes, he gets on his boat, and he goes. The story is written in the Spanish writing, the European writing. They say they saw him coming at them. And they said, why is he coming at us when we're chasing him down? But he's coming at them. But he had a mission. So they grab him, they take away his arms, and they take him before Cortez, the European, the invader. And standing right before the Cortez, right before the European invader, he reaches over and he takes his knife from him. And he grabs his knife and he takes it from him. Imagine what you would have done, Big Brother Big. Imagine what I would have done. Imagine what Chief would have done. Or a lot of us here would have done. If we had had that knife in our hands at that moment, you know. Okay? The most incredible moment in the history of the humanity. But you know what he did? He turned it around and he gave it back to him. He said, so he laid down his arms. Okay? In other words, you know, I'm not Cuauhtemoc. I would have done something else. I would have put it somewhere else, you know. Okay? But I'm not Cuauhtemoc. But he had a mission. So he laid down his arms. That's super important, you know. And he said, okay, now my work is done. You can kill me if you want. At that time, the invader said, no, we don't want to kill you. We know who you are. We know that you got the secret to the treasures of this land. So give us the treasure and we'll give you freedom. And he asked, what treasures do you want? What treasures do you want? You want to talk to the sun, who's our father? You want to talk to the earth, who's our mother? Or do you want to talk to your own heart? And in their own writings, in their own European writings, he jumped back and he said, no, we have a disease of the soul that can only be cured with gold. You know, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. The gold. Here in this land, nobody killed for gold. Nobody died for gold. It was a precious metal that we use very quickly. But our grandfather responded, that's a tragedy, because we have a treasure more precious than the metal the sun sweats that has you crazy, but you're not ready to begin to understand. In other words, there's a treasure more precious than the metal the sun sweats that has you crazy, but you're not ready to begin to understand. And he never said another word. Okay, never said another word. In the history books, they talk about that he was tortured, that they burned his feet, and they tortured him. But they don't tell the whole truth or complete truth, because they didn't kill him that day or that year. They didn't kill him that day or that year. They take him with them everywhere they went, as they were attacking other populations, because they had a spokesperson, okay? And they took him with them. They didn't kill him at that time. Eventually, they hung him. Okay, they hung him. They burned him. They multiple stab wounds, burned, hung him upside down. They lifted him. You know? Our people took him down and returned him back to Mexico. Okay, hiding him all along the way. And today, he lays in state in a glass coffin in the city where his mother was born. It's called Ixcatiopan, Guerrero. He lays there in a glass coffin. And we go there every year to do honors to him for his birthday and also for when the day they assassinated. But this young man was Cuauhtemoc. Okay? He was the last spokesperson of our tribe. That happened on this day. Today, the 23rd. But actually, astronomically, it's as if it was the 13th. of August of 1521. So every year we commemorate that because he's the one that left us a message that one day the sun will shine on us again. One day the sun will look down and he's dignified to return to us again. And that's where we've been stuck. We've been stuck in that one little spot where it says it will be dignified to return to us again. Okay? Because the sun is like a good father that gives light and warmth to everything and everybody alike. And the earth is like a good mother that gives us food, clothing, and shelter to everybody and everything alike. And so until we get back into that place and we can recognize the son as a father, like I said, not religiously, not a God, you know, but just like a good father, like my good brother right here. I'm real amazed with you, G.H.O.T.I. I want to thank you and I want to honor you because all this time since yesterday and all this time you've had your kids with you. And you've been dealing with all these other kids around you, myself included, you know. Okay? But yeah, you've been taking care of us because like a good father that gives light and warmth so we can see where we're going. See? So in other words, we got to get back to that point again. And I believe, and I share with you, that some of you may not be familiar with what we call the Aztec calendar. But the Aztec calendar is a culmination of thousands of years by thousands of people across thousands of miles of patient and careful and respectful observation of nature, the cosmos, and everything that's around us. And so today, we need to use that cosmic identity because that cosmic identity has no bearing on the color of your skin or your eyes or your hair. Where you're from here, from there, wherever, your language, your religion, that's all beautiful and that's all great, that's all who you are. But that's not what it's about. It's about when did you take your breath? When did you take the first breath of life? When did you first come upon your mission on the day? And we all got a mission. So I thank you for the opportunity, you know, to say this because I want to share this because this calendar is your calendar, you know, it's your calendar. Our ancestors in Mexico never said only Montezuma or Cuauhtemoc or Mazatzin or Pancho Villa, you know, or somebody with a mustache. They never said that. You know, they said when you took your breath of life, you came upon this earth and you became part of the rest of, you know. So we all got to get back to that one point again, where we all feel like really mean it. I know I believe that everybody here feels it anyway, that we're all brothers and sisters. Really, and I'm gonna make it real, you know. That's all it's about. You know, so Placemaking on this day, today, by the way, is the day of the skull. Ikisli, the skull, it represents transformation. We're at the day of transformation. So Placemaking with me. Thank you very much. Cheers.